Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to learn how to make this beautiful ruffle hat. This is inspired by our previous video. If you haven't yet checked out the fedora version, you can do a his and hers version, by the way. So the other one is for unisex. That means it can be worn by both men and women, but this one is more feminine and it's only for women. This hat is inspired by our previous video of the Rastafarian or the Jamaican skirt worn by Shyler, and I'm making a set that can actually match this. This can be a set that can match with this hat. So if you haven't checked out the tutorials, I already have a tutorial for the top as well, as you can see in this video, and I also have a tutorial for the shorts. So just check the links in the description box below. Everything will be there waiting for you to give a try. So let's get started. So today's tutorial, we're going to use a 3.75mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors, a darning needle, a measuring tape. So for the yarn, I'll be using fingering weight yarn, and I'll be using 2 strands of the fingering weight, as well as yellow, 2 strands. But for the red, this is a DK weight yarn, so I'll be using 1 strand of the red. So if you see me using 2 strands at some point, then 1 strand at some point, that's the reason why. So you're going to start off with your middle color, which is, for me, that is green, as you can see here. So we're going to make a magic ring. Grab your hook and your yarn, and you're going to rotate that yarn around your 2 fingers, and then you insert your hook into this loop, pull up a loop, and then just hold. We have created a circle here. That's the magic ring. Now we're going to make a chain of 1, and that doesn't count as a chain or a stitch. This just closes off the magic ring. And then you're going to make a chain of 1, which counts as a chain this time, and you're going to make a total of 10 half double crochets into the magic ring. So for a half double crochet, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. For me, there are 6 because I'm using a double strand. And then yarn over, pull through all. We are using the US terms. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all. Now we're going to repeat that until we have a total of 10 half double crochets for round 1. This is the 4th, and if you would like the written pattern, it's already available on all my online shops. You can grab one there. Seven, 8, 9, and 10. So once you have your 10 half double crochets, make sure you cross check. You're going to pull on the tail of the magic ring to close it up. Just pull on that tail that we left behind to close up the magic ring. And then you're going to go into the very first half double crochet that you made, this one, and you're going to place 1 slip stitch. I hope the colors are visible. This is kind of a dark color, but I hope I'm explaining it well. Just place a slip stitch into the very first half double crochet that you made. So we're going on to round 2. You're going to make a chain of 1, and then we're going to place 2 half double crochets into each and every stitch, starting with the very first one where we placed the slip stitch of the previous round. So you're going to go into that same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all the 3 loops, and then go into the same stitch with a half double crochet. So those are 2 half double crochets placed into the same stitch. And then you're going to go into each and every stitch around, placing 2 half double crochets into each and every stitch. And at the end of round 2, you should be having a total of 20 half double crochets, in case you want to cross check, because for round 1 we had a total of 10 half double crochets. Round 2, we are placing 2 half double crochets into each, which brings us to 20 half double crochets. So just to cross check before I wind up, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So once you have your 20 half double crochets, you're going to go into the very first half double crochet that you made with a slip stitch. So insert your hook into the stitch and then pull through all. That's a slip stitch. And then you're going to make a chain of 1 and cut your yarn. We are going to be making 2 rows of each and every color. So introduce your next color. For me, that will be yellow, as you can see here. Grab your next color. The fact that I'm still using fingering weight yarn for yellow, I'm going to use 2 strands as well. So make a slip knot, and then you're going to go into that stitch where you placed the slip stitch of the green color, into that same stitch, attach your yellow yarn like that, and then make a chain of 1. The chain of 1 of this pattern doesn't count as a stitch, by the way. So you're going to yarn over, go into that same stitch, into the same space, and place a total of 2 half double crochets, just like that. And then into the next stitch, you're going to go in there with 1 half double crochet. And then that's the repeat for this round. 2 half double crochets into the next, and 1 half double crochet into the next. So repeat that all the way around, and I'll meet you back at the beginning of round 3. 2, 1, 2, 1. So we're almost coming to the end of round 3, and you should end your round with 1 half double crochet into the very last stitch. And then from here, you're going to go into the very first half double crochet of the round and place a slip stitch, just like that. Chain 1. And then we're going to make a second round of yellow. So for round 4, you're going to go into the same stitch where you place the slip stitch with 2 half double crochets, just like that, and then 1 half double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. So by the way, for round 3, you should be having a total of 30 half double crochets. So round 4, we've already done 2 half double crochets and 1 in each of the next 2 stitches. So the repeat for this round 4 is 2 half double crochets, and then 1 in the next and 1 in the next, just like that. 2, 1, and 1. So repeat that all the way around, and I'll meet you back at the beginning of your round. So we are coming to the end of our round 4, and you should be ending your round with 1 half double crochet into each of the last 2 stitches, just like that. And then we are going to make 1 slip stitch into the very first half double crochet of the round. So insert your hook and pull through all, and then you're going to make a chain of 1 and cut your yarn, pull through. That marks the end of the yellow color. Now we are going to introduce our next color, which is going to be red. And for red, as I had mentioned before, we're going to use one strand because it's a decay weight yarn, so it's thicker than the fingering weight. So you're going to make a slip knot just like that, and then attach your yarn into that stitch where you placed your last slip stitch of round 4. Insert your hook there, and you're going to attach your yarn just like that, and then you're going to make a chain of 1, and into the same space you're going to place 2 half double crochets, 1 and 2, just like that. And then into the next 3 stitches you're going to place 1 half double crochet into each. 1, 2 and 3. So the repeat for this round is 2, 1, 1, 1, just like that. So repeat this all the way around, placing 2 half double crochets into the next, and then 1 half double crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. So we're coming to the end of our round 5, and we have 3 stitches left. So after your 2 half double crochets here, you're going to place 1 half double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches, and that marks the end of round 5, and you should be having a total of 50 half double crochets for this round. After this, you're going to go into the very first half double crochet and place a slip stitch. So that's round 5. Let's go on to round 6. You're going to make a chain of 1, since we are making 2 rows of each color. So this is the second round of red. Chain 1 into the first stitch. You're going to place 2 half double crochets and 1 half double crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, just like that. And then 2 half double crochets into the next, 1 half double crochet in each of the next 4 stitches, and repeat that all the way around. So we're coming to the end of round 6, and you should be having a total of 4 stitches left after your very last increase. So you're going to place 1 half double crochet in each of the last 4 stitches, and then you're going to place 1 slip stitch into the very first half double crochet of the round. After this, you're going to make a chain of 1 and cut your yarn. Now we're going to go back to our very first color, which is green, because the flow of the pattern is green, yellow, red, then green, yellow, red, green, yellow, red, like that. So we're going back to our green color. And then you're going to make a slip knot, just like before. And right now we have a total of 60 half double crochets for our round 6. So insert your hook where you placed the slip stitch of the 6th round and attach your green color. This is round 7. You're going to make a chain of 1 and then 2 half double crochets into the very first stitch where you placed the slip stitch of round 6. So after this, you're going to place 1 half double crochet in each of the next 5 stitches. Just like that. And then 2 half double crochets into the next, and then 1 half double crochet in each of the next 5 stitches, and repeat that all the way around. Sorry, power is off. Alright, so guys, we are going to use some natural light as opposed to the artificial light that I usually use, but I hope you can see the stitches even better in natural light. So we are coming to the end of round 7, and we have 5 stitches left after our very last increase here. So we're going to place 1 half double crochet in each of the 5 stitches. So once you're done with that, you're going to go into the very first half double crochet that you made with a slip stitch, just like that. Now round 7 should be having a total of 70 half double crochets all the way around. We're going on to round 8, and I hope by now you're noticing the flow of the pattern. Round 8 starts with a chain of 1, and into that very stitch you're going to place 2 half double crochets, 1 and 2, just like that. And then in each of the next 6 half double crochets you're going to place 1 half double crochet into each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we have 2 half double crochets and then 1 in each of the next 6 stitches, and then 2 half double crochets into the next, and then 1 half double crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. So that's the repeat for this round. Go all the way around and I'll meet you back at the beginning of the round. Okay guys, as you can see right now we have 4 colors so far, and I'm on the 8th row. I'm done with my 8th row, and that pattern was 2 double crochets in 1 stitch and 1 double crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. So once you get to this point, you're going to place 1 slip stitch into the very first stitch to wind up your 8th round. And when we take a measurement across our circle, we are getting a total of around 6.5 inches. 6.5. And at this point, this will fit for a normal size head, like a 21-inch circumference head. So we're going on to the next bit, and we're going to continue to work 2 rows of each color because that's what my client wants. So we're going to chain 1 and cut our yarn and introduce our next color, but this time we are no longer going to work a flat circle. We are going to do something different. We are going to start creating the vertical body of the bucket hat. So we're going to make a slip knot, sorry. So I'm following the same exact color combination. So from green to yellow to red. So this is green, that means the next color will be yellow. So I'll attach into that stitch where we place the slip stitch. And at this point, we're going to stop increasing. If your head is bigger or you want a bigger coverage, then you may consider adding more rounds to the flat circle. If your head is smaller than 21 inches, you may consider removing 1 round or 2 in order to get the size that you need. If you're making for a child, definitely you're going to size it down. At least you remove 2 or 3 more rounds. So at this point, we are going to make a chain of 1, and we are going to go into the back loop of each and every stitch. Now the very first one is exceptional because we can't see the back loop where we have attached our yarn. So I'll make 1 normal half double crochet into that stitch so that I don't miss it. Then for all the rest, we're going to place 1 half double crochet back loop only. So a stitch has this loop and the back loop, so we're going into the back loop so that we can change the direction of the bucket hat to start creating that vertical movement. And then the other thing is we are also going to stop increasing. So just go into each and every stitch with one half double crochet back loop only. So the other thing that you can do, starting from the second stitch, you're going to go into the back loop and also the loop at the base, those two back loops of each and every stitch, just to make it more solid. So I hope you're seeing what I'm doing. Just go into each and every stitch, into the back loop and the loop below it. So each stitch has two back loops. They're the ones that I'm going into in order to create that very solid and sturdy feel of the bucket hat. If you go into only one loop, it may create holes that we may not want at the end of the project. So I'm going into both the back loops of the project so that my bucket hat can change direction. So just go all the way around into each and every two back loops of each stitch with only one half double crochet. And you can see how the direction of the bucket hat has changed. So go all the way around and I'll meet you back at this point. So I'm coming to the end of round 9, as you can see here. And now I'm going to go into the very last stitch, into the back loops, and I'm going to place my half double crochet there. And then go into the very first half double crochet of the round, and I'll place a slip stitch. Now that I'm following 2 rows of each color, that means the next round is still going to be yellow. So you're going to just make a chain of 1 and make 1 half double crochet into the very first stitch. And then into each of the next half double crochets, you're going to place 1 half double crochet into each and every stitch. Actually, here you don't have to work into the back loops. Now the direction of the hat has already changed, and for the next rows you're going to just make 1 half double crochet into each and every half double crochet from the row below. So I'll just speed through this because this is the normal that we know. Just make sure you're not increasing at any one point. Just go into each and every stitch with only 1 half double crochet. All right, now we're coming to the end of our 10th round, and I'm placing my last half double crochets into the last stitches, just like that. And I'll make 1 slip stitch into the very first half double crochet of the round. Chain 1 and cut my yarn. Remember, I'm still following 2 rows of each color. So that means my next color is red. And we're going to keep repeating this round until, remember where we placed the back loop only and then the hat changed direction? Right from round 9 actually. Round 9, we're going to continue working until we have a total of 3 inches right from that point. 3 inches only. So I'm going to keep working until I have my 3 inches total. And then I'll meet you back. Just keep working this round of no increases. And just to remind you, if you've forgotten, just grab your next color, whatever color that you're using, and then attach it into that stitch where you place the slip stitch, like that. Chain 1 and half double crochet into the same stitch, and then half double crochet into each and every stitch around once, because we are not making any increases or decreases. So keep working that until you have a total of 3 inches, and then I'll meet you back at that point. All right, guys, I'm at that point whereby the middle section of the hat, remember where we did the back loop half double crochet, from that point all the way down here is exactly 3 inches. Now we are going to start working on the brim of the hat. I don't want this section to be very long because I have worked a bucket hat before where I did 4 inches and it turned out so long. And this is a man's hat. That means we are not considering hair as well. And I don't want this to be so long. So I've gone for 3 inches. So from here, I'm going to get my next color, and this will be my final color. I don't want to introduce a bright color on the brim, and thank God I have reached that point at a part where I have to introduce green, which is kind of like a dark color. I don't usually like bright colors on my brim. So at this point, we're going to start on the brim. We're going to attach our yarn into the stitch where we placed the slip stitch of the previous round. Just like this. Attach your yarn, and you're going to make a chain of 1 and half double crochet into the same exact stitch. And after your half double crochet, we're going to go all the way around in each and every stitch, and we're going to place 1 half double crochet into the front loop only. So remember the other one was back loop. Now this time we are going to go into the front loops so that we can change the direction of the hat. You can see what I'm doing right now. I'm going into the front loop. The stitch has this loop here and the loop at the back. So I'm going into the front loop only, if you can see that. Just do that all the way around, and yeah, I'll meet you back towards the end of the round and show you how to make your second round that is going to flare out and create some sort of ruffle feel for your brim. So you can see how our work is branching off from the middle body of the hat. If you can see this, just pay close attention. The direction of the hat is now branching outwards, as you can see here on the inside. And that's exactly what we want. So if I place it down like this, it's like we have some sort of branch off towards the outside of the hat. So go all the way around. I'll meet you back at this point. All right, guys, we're coming to the end of our round, and this should be round 19. So I'm placing my very last front post, my very last front loop half double crochet into the last stitch. So after this, you will go into the very first stitch, and I've decided that my brim will be green all through. All right, now we're going to switch from half double crochet to double crochet just to get longer stitches, as well as to work fewer rounds for the ruffle part or the ruffled brim of the hat. So you're going to make a chain of 3, which counts as our very first double crochet. And then into that same space, that little space there, you're going to go in there with 2 more double crochets. Like that. And then you're going to go into the next stitch with 3 double crochets. Continue to place 3 double crochets in each and every stitch around. I'll meet you back at the beginning of the round to show you what I'll have. Now the ruffled brim should be already showing signs at this point. You should already be seeing your work trying to curl or something like this. So go all the way around, placing 3 double crochets into each and every stitch. So we've come to the end of our very first double crochet round, and it has created these ruffles. If you want something that's not so dramatic, you can stop at this point, and this will be perfectly fine, especially for guys who wouldn't want that ruffle that looks so feminine. So if you want some ruffles for a guy's hat, you can stop at this point. Now, to go ahead, we're going to place one slip stitch into the very first double crochet that we made. Actually, no, we're placing the slip stitch on top of the first chain 3 of the round, because that counted as a double crochet. And then from here, you're going to make a chain of 3, which counts as our very first double crochet, just like we did for the previous round. And then you're going to prepare for a double crochet by yarning over and going into the same exact space where you placed the slip stitch and placing 2 more double crochets. So we are placing 2 more double crochets to make a total of 3 double crochets, since the chain 3 counts as our very first double crochet. So we have 3 double crochets there, and continue to place 3 double crochets in each and every stitch around. So this is going to take some time, definitely, but it's going to create those cute feminine ruffles that we want for our hat. So we're going to repeat this all the way around until the end of the round, and then do it one more time, or as many rounds as you need for your ruffles, as long as you get the length that you want. So for me, I'm going to do a total of 3 double crochet rounds to create the ruffles for my hat, and I'll be back to show you the final result. Don't forget, it's always 3 double crochets in each and every stitch all the way around in order to create that dramatic ruffle look. Alright guys, after my second round of ruffles, look what we have, guys. This is so pretty. This is what it's looking like. Now I'm going to do one more round of ruffles, or that double crochet round, and I've already started on it. You just chain 3, place 2 more double crochets in the same exact space, and then 3 double crochets in each of the next stitches. Now it took me a long time to do the second round, but the third round, definitely it's going to take me forever. So I'm going to work it off camera, and I'll come back to show you what it will look like after. But I'm already in love with the ruffles, and I want it more dramatic. If you want this stage, then you're going to have to stop on the second round of double crochets if you don't want something so dramatic. But I'm going to go for the third round so that we emphasize the ruffles a little bit more than what we have right now. So I'll see you back at the beginning of my round when I make it all the way around. All right guys, after about 2 to 3 hours making the ruffles, I'm finally done. I did 3 rounds of the double crochet rounds, and now I'm going to turn my work onto the wrong side, and I'm going to get rid of all these loose ends. You can decide to use a darning needle, you can decide to just tie the strands together. So every point where I have 2 strands where the colors are changing, I'm going to just tie a knot and then cut my yarn. Or you can just use a darning needle to weave in all your ends. That's also fine. And if you used one plain color, then you don't have anything to worry about at this point. If you would like to use the darning needle method, you can use the same exact approach that I used in my previous video, my previous tutorial of the bucket hat, the fedora version. But this is another approach. Alright guys, I have one more thing left to do, and that is to introduce our elastic strand. The strand that I'm using is about 16 inches when it's not stretched, and of course when stretched it can go to my 22 inches, which are intended for my head circumference. But if you're to notice this, the ruffles that we have created a strain on that circumference that's supposed to hold the head part of the hat, that middle section, and this has caused it to become wider, and when you put it on, you'll feel some sort of space on your head. If that's what you're going for, please feel free to just leave your hat like this. But for me, I'm going to make a knot on this elastic strand, and I won't cut close to the knot. You can even tie it 2 times just to secure it, like that. And then we are going to put this elastic band or elastic strand all the way around the very last round of red. We are going to get pick stitches off this because our brim started with green. So I'm going to get my green color still. I'm going to get my green color, double strand because it's a fingering weight, and then I'm going to attach my yarn in any of the stitches of the red. So I hope you're seeing what I'm doing. Now you're going to grab your elastic strand at this point, and we're going to single crochet all the way around the hat. So go in just like that, and then go into the next stitch and do the same thing. Now we are working around the elastic strand so that it can help us to get an elastic circumference of our hat, because the hat has really stretched out of the desired circumference. So we're trying to tame that stretch so that it doesn't go out of hand. So I'm going to just keep working this into each and every stitch, and you will see what that will create. First, take note of what we have right now, and then when we come towards the end of inserting our elastic strand, you will definitely see the difference. So let me just go ahead and work one single crochet into each and every stitch, and I'll be back to show you what that's going to create. So we're coming to the end of the round, and I'm placing my very last single crochets around the elastic band. And then after this, I'm going to place one slip stitch into the very first single crochet that I made, chain one, and then cut my yarn, pull through, and I'm going to get this strand and this strand, and I'm going to tie them together. Okay, so see what we have right now. You can see that the circumference of the hat has been controlled, and let me put it, and remember it's stretchy now, and we have nothing to worry about, like the hat falling off the head and all that. And yeah, let me show you the final images of the hat. Alright guys, this is what we finally have after weaving in all our ends. Look how gorgeous this is with this outfit. It just gives a lot of life. When it comes to the top part, of course we have the colors and everything going on, but this is basically the hat, and I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you did, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!